Hello and welcome to the Great Big Indian Wellness Show 2021. Today is day one of this two-day mega event. I'm your host, Tony Patty. It's a pleasure and privilege to be with you here this morning. Now, the Great Big Indian Wellness Show is here. And are you ready for some exercise snacking, some insights on yoga, and have your notepads and your digital tabs at the ready and on hand to jot down some golden nuggets from the experts to help you take control of your health and well-being too. We have over 60 esteemed guests and speakers who are going to be joining us all lined up for the course of the 2 days. All the experts in their special fields and special field of health and well-being is what this is all about. And the show is all about putting you in the driving seat to taking control of your most important wealth. And that is, of course, your health. So everyone is working harder than ever before, and especially with this pandemic, and it's important that the right guidance is shared to educate people on health matters. iGlobal would also like to extend a big thank you to all our partners who've been the driving force behind the event, and that is Professional Asian and our media partners, B4U. So some of the things that we're going to be looking at through the Great Big Indian Wellness Show is that we're going to be starting by letting you know that we have an action-packed schedule in store for you. That's for sure. And we're also on air right the way through to 6:30 p.m. UK time for those of you who are joining us from far and wide and abroad in different countries. And today's highlights include how music can help with mental health and well-being. 6 very engaging sessions rooted in Ayurveda around what Ayurvedic medicine is all about. Lifestyle, parenting, medicine, Vastu, long COVID. 7 insightful sessions on people wellness, mental health, mindfulness, and family.
Hello and welcome to the Great Big Indian Wellness Show. I am Bhavna Barrett and I'm going to be talking to you today about the magic of Ayurveda with the incredible Sumita Prajapati, Dr. Sumita Prajapati. I'm so excited to be here. We have 2 incredible days, as Tony said, that are going to be full of incredible information for you guys. Everything that you need to know about health and well-being is here over the next 2 days. So if you haven't, checked out the schedules, please do that. But I'm going to dive straight into today's session, which is the magic of Ayurveda. And, over the last, so many years, the decade especially, people have become more prone to finding out about other alternative therapies, different ways of healing. But Ayurvedic medicine is one of the oldest holistic healing systems that we know of, and holistic meaning the whole body, and Ayurveda is always shortened. So Ayurvedic medicine is one of the world's oldest healing systems. It was developed over 3,000 years ago in India, and we're so proud to have it because it is an incredible alternative medicine system. And it's based on the belief that health and wellness depends on delicate balances between the mind, body, and spirit, with the main goal being to promote your good health and treatments being geared towards specific health problems. Dr. Sumita Prajapati is an incredible doctor. She's an internationally recognized doctor. She is an MD Ayurveda from the famous Poddar Ayurvedic Medical College in Mumbai. And after completing her studies, she then focused on Ayurveda, and she's like a pulse reading wizard. She does all these incredible things, and she practices at several clinics in the city with thousands of clients benefiting from her recommendations. She's got over 22 years of experience as an Ayurvedic pulse reader, which is incredible. And I'm so pleased to invite you here today. I know you've walked all around the world, Dr. Prajapati, and you have such a vast expertise in lots of different areas of health, from and especially a lot of the areas that as Indian people we need help with. For example, high blood sugar, digestive imbalances, hair fall, obesity, thyroid imbalances, all these things that you have been able to help people with. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much for allowing me to present my knowledge on such a big scale. on your platform iGlobal, and I'm really thankful to you all for inviting me on this show. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. I mean, we're going to dive straight into Ayurveda.
Yes.
What, a lot of people don't know what Ayurveda is. And those who do sometimes have a very cynical view of Ayurveda. Like, how can natural remedies help us? How can Ayurveda really treat me? How can possibly, if it's not modern medicine, how can it possibly help me? So how would you address these critics who are not convinced by the benefits of Ayurvedic healing?
Yes, you are very true. I will share with my own example. 26 years back, around 26 years back, when I took decision to take Ayurvedic course and to become an Ayurvedic doctor, the biggest critics were some of my family members and friends, you won't believe, because they thought, what will I do after becoming an Ayurvedic Vaidya? There is no future ahead. So I am taking a very wrong decision. And even when they told me all these things, I was also confused whether I'm taking a good decision or not. But luckily, then I took the integrated course where I could study Western as well as Ayurvedic science. I did my MD. I studied Ayurveda and Western medicine for around 8.5 years.
Wow.
And then after completing my studies, when I started practicing, you won't believe, people started to invite me in the Western countries, in foreign countries. Like first I went to Lebanon around when I was like 20s, in my 20s. Around 22 years. I was so young. I went to Lebanon and I did so many TV interviews over there, and I saw so many people, and then people started to invite me from London, America, Dubai, Switzerland, Germany, Africa, and it was endless. And then when my friends and my relatives saw that how I am growing, automatically their mind opened up, and the critical analysis, what was there in their mind, it vanished. And they became my good patients. They started believing in Ayurveda and also believing in me. So that was like a, opening up of the channels of people's mind when they feel like critics. And nowadays, if you see, even the Western doctors, they are very open about Ayurveda. When they are giving some medication for cancer or tuberculosis or some long-term treatment, like the treatment which can affect their liver or kidney, they always combine with Ayurveda to reduce the hepatotoxicity or the side effects of the Western chemicals. And even you won't believe, in America, if you go to Starbucks, you see turmeric latte. You know that? Or golden milk, they say.
Yeah, we have it here as well. And we have it. It's, I've seen a huge trend in the uptake of turmeric lattes or turmeric shots, or turmeric tea. So I have, yes, I
nothing but
get
our
that.
Ayurvedic haldi wala doodh,
Yes.
In the childhood, when we used to have fever or cough or cold, even now, if you feel tired or having some joint pain or some throat congestion, what your mother or grandmother will give you? First of all, they will give you warm milk with turmeric at night. And when you sleep and wake up in the morning, you're completely all right without taking anything,
My mom still does that, and I do it with my kids. So I've grown up with that side of Ayurveda, like, with a slight bit of cough or tickle, you have, milk, and everyone's like, you can't have milk because it's going to make your cough worse, But we were like, my mom was like, no, this is the ultimate medicine, the ultimate warm drink that you can have. It became a warm drink. It was no longer seen as a medicine, it wasn't like, this is something, it was just like, and here now in the winter in England, we have it in the house as a staple. Like, instead of hot chocolate, we just have haldi wala doodh, but we'll just put a bit of honey in it, a bit of haldi, mix it up in the milk and drink it like a warm drink. And it just, your immune system is boosted straight away. So, like, I'm a big believer in Ayurveda, but I know there are a lot of people who don't believe in it, and they don't look at it the same positive light. So we want to tell them today about these benefits. Like, what can they see? How can they see the benefits? Maybe there are some easy remedies that we can incorporate in our daily lives using natural herbs. Like we've just talked about turmeric. like we use turmeric in cooking, we use it,
Yes.
in like drinking the milk. What other natural remedies maybe could you suggest that people could try that were easy and simple to try, like maybe the first step into going and experiences this magic of Ayurveda?
Yes, true. Actually, when you see, the Ayurveda is not a like a science or anything. It's a way of life. How you live, what is your diet, what is your lifestyle. Ayurveda explains dinacharya and rutucharya, where what you need to do since you from the time you wake up till you go to bed. What are the different diet you should have? What should be your breakfast, lunch, dinner? So same way, there are so many beautiful home remedies, or we can say kitchen remedies, which we can do.
Okay.
Like I always say, the housewife or the mother is always like a half doctor to the family. If they're cooking properly, they can make everyone's health very good. So you need to know which spices to use for vata, pitta, and kapha. So I simply explain you for which kind of person which spices would be good. Like for example, if you are a vata person, or if someone in your family is having vata issues, for example, I'll share simple things. If you have lots of gases in your or air trapped in your stomach, what will you feel?
Yeah, you feel bloated, don't you? You feel like you've
Bloated.
got
And gassy,
that kind of
and
gas,
abdominal
and
distension. How will be
uncomfortable. You feel uncomfortable.
the stools will be more dry, and it will be difficult to pass the stools. You will get constipation because of the dry nature of the air. And same air, if it goes up in the chest area, what will you feel?
Yeah, you
will
won't feel good.
Difficulty
Congestion.
breathing, choking up sensation. Same air, if it goes up in the neck area, you will feel like pain in the throat, or thyroid issues, or goiter. Same air, when it goes in the neck area, you feel stiffness in the neck, or spondylitis, or pinching of nerve. And same air, when it goes up in the head area, you get migraine, or headache, or disturbed sleep, lack of memory, focus, concentration. So when you know all these symptoms about vata, you can identify someone in your family is having vata issues. If any one of these symptoms, or 2 or 3 are there, then they are vata kind.
Okay.
And for example, if this person is eating lots of gassy foods like wal, chana, vatana, chole, bread, pav, cheese, pizza, burger, what will happen to the air element?
Of course, you get more bloated, right? You get more constipated with it.
The air element will increase more, and it will go into the joints, and then it will start damaging the joints, and then you start feeling stiffness and pain in the joints. So when you try to cook for vata kind of a person, because the property of vata is dry and cold, the air is very dry and cold. For example, if you are standing outside in the winter, and if you are not wearing proper clothes, what happens to your skin? It will become dry and cold. Okay, so same way, the food which is dry and cold will increase vata. So the remedy for vata will be exactly opposite to dry and cold, which will be warm and liquid, or oily. Okay, so people tell me, oh, if we eat oil, we will put on weight, or we will get cholesterol or triglyceride, but it is not like that. The vata people are dry in nature, they need oily foods. Not deep fried, but at least use cow's ghee or sesame oil in your food, or olive oil in your food. Massage your body once in a week minimum with warm sesame oil. It is so good remedy for improving the joints and flexibility of your joints, and reduce the vata. Also, when you are cooking food for vata people, try to use more warming spices, because vata is cold in nature. So try to use more ginger, black pepper, ajwain, this kind of spices which are warming in nature, which will help to remove the air or the gas element from the system.
That's amazing.
And best remedy for vata, when you start suffering from joint issues, like little bit pain if you are having in the joints, in the neck. Like you must have seen many people, they have habit of cracking the neck or cracking the finger.
Yeah.
Like in the Indian Bollywood movies, we see the villain, they make noise with the joints.
But it's a lot,
it's it's not a good thing. It means they are developing arthritis or they are having lack of oiling in the joints. So in that case, the best remedy would be to take castor oil at night.
Just drink it?
Just take 1 small teaspoon of castor oil at night with warm water. And you
wow.
won't believe, I have given more than 2 lakh people all over the world in every countries, mostly.
That's
And
incredible.
it gives you miraculous result, like small joints pain goes away within 15 days. Bloating reduces.
Amazing.
The noise in the joints go away completely,
That's fantastic. I mean, I've heard of castor oil as a remedy, but I've never tried it. And my mom suffers from spondylitis, so I'm going to get her to try this because
Definitely. It will definitely help.
and I think as we grow, we become more aware of our body, and obviously now more than ever we're in that era of where we have so much knowledge with just Googling stuff, right? How do I do this or how do I do that? But you still don't get the first-hand information like you've just given me, like, understanding the 3, doshas and how to heal them, how to work with them. And I had a really great conversation with another amazing Ayurveda lady, and we were talking about this for kids, because identifying this in children from a young age and then raising them in the Ayurvedic way is it's key. And I know that you can't really do that until they're a little bit older, but like understanding that concept from now on. And for everyone that's listening, maybe you are suffering from joint pains, maybe try the castor oil for 15 days and then report back and let us know how you got on, or let Dr. Samita Prajapati know how you got on. But do you have any real life incidents that really reinforced your own faith in Ayurveda? Like, was there something that really triggered it, that you went, you know what, I really believe in this. This is the only way forward for me?
Amongst my some of my vivid childhood memories, I will share my experience with you. Like, as you know, in India, when you have a summer vacation, you go to your mama's house,
Yeah.
So, like maternal uncle's house.
Yeah.
So we also used to do the same thing when I was in my school time. And then when I used to visit my grandfather in a small city called Patan in Gujarat, he was called as Vaidyaji. He was also an Ayurvedic pulse reader. So in my hometown house, I used to see a long serpentine queue of people, all the villagers waiting outside the house. And my grandfather used to sit on a white gaddi and then just put the 3 fingers on them. And then he used to tell them, you are developing mucus in your system,
Right.
And you are gaining weight and you are having asthma or diabetes. So try to avoid wheat, try to reduce gluten, have more moong, rice, khichdi. He used to tell them all these advices. And whenever he used to touch the pulse and he used to ask them question, they used to nod the head, yes, yes, yes. And I was so, impressed by all those things. I decided to do something similar to what he did, And then luckily I was very good in the studies and I got admission. As I told you, I decided to take Ayurveda.
Yeah.
And then finally I could do MD in the medicine, and I studied both Western and Ayurvedic science. And when I went into the practice, I started to first practice Western medication because I was an integrated doctor. So because people used to come and ask me, doctor, I'm having fever. And tomorrow I have to go to the office. Give me some quick fix. I cannot wait for 1 week.
Yeah.
So I used to give them painkillers or fever medication. And for example, if someone is coming with the stomach pain, then I used to think maybe gas, maybe acidity, maybe stomach infection, maybe theory. So I used to give them some antacids, some enzymes and all different kind of medicines, and something or other thing would click. Similarly, they used to come for diabetes, arthritis, and I used to treat them. But initially they used to feel better. But after a few months, they used to come back with the same problem again. So then for first 6 months, I thought, what am I doing? I'm not really helping them by healing the root cause. Then I thought, why not to try our ancient science, which I learned from my grandfather, and also my dean of my college, Dr. Madhav Sane, he was the best pulse reader I have ever seen. He used to just see the pulse of a person and he used to draw a diagram of the heart and he used to tell them your heart's this artery is this much percent blocked.
That's incredible. I've never heard of that
They
before.
used to come next time when they used to come with the angiography report, we as a student would compare the reports. And it used to be exactly the same.
That's madness. I've never heard of that before. That is fantastic.
Yes. So I started to practice that pulse reading, and then I started to tell them problems, what they may be having by reading the pulse, their imbalances. And they were so surprised, my practice increased like anything. Initially, I was seeing like 10 people every day, and then I started to see more than 100 people every day.
Wow. Yeah,
so that was the biggest experience in my life, which turned me more towards Ayurveda and believe in more.
Brilliant.
Ayurveda.
I mean, Dr. Prajapati, you have worked around the world and you have taken Ayurveda globally. You have opened the eyes of so many people towards the natural remedies and the Indian, health system, the Indian medical system of Ayurveda, which is so ancient. And there are so many little nuggets that we probably do on a daily basis, from integrating it with yoga, integrating it with what you eat, all, like you said, it's a lifestyle. Like Ayurveda is not just here's a prescription. That's not what it is. It's not a treatment, is it? It's a lifestyle. It's choosing to live a certain way. It's choosing to eat things that are healing to your body and nourishing to your soul and that are going to help you live a healthier, better life. And also just having that state of mind. So it's that mind, body, spirit. So you're bringing it all together with using, yoga, breath work like pranayama, using it all together. And we're going to be talking about a lot of these things today with a lot of our incredible speakers that we've got lined up. But I just wanted to ask you one final question before we wrap up. And that was, what do you think is the prominence of Ayurveda in the UK? Do you think that we need to do more? Do you think we need to have more education out there about Ayurveda? More people need to be exposed to this than already. Because although it is global, although you have worked so hard and you've taken it global, there are still people who may not have heard of it and people watching today who may try it now that we've spoken about it. But what are your views on that? Do you think we need to do more?
Yes, I think Ayurveda is really growing globally and it's being accepted by many people in different countries. But we need to really work more on bringing more Ayurveda into the world. So I always say people, if you want to start, you have to start from your home. So start with your family, talk to your family members, teach the young generation, because now young generation is very intelligent and they want to know new things. So start teaching your kids or young kids, then I'm definitely sure they will start talking to their friends and their colleagues about Ayurveda. Try teaching them different cooking spices. Like if you are having acidity problem, like young generation, they always have pimples problems or hair issues or vision issues. Talk to them, tell them this is pitta related issues. You have to reduce the citric food. Try to use cumin, coriander and fennel seeds in your diet. Have cow ghee in your food. Avoid citric foods as much as possible. That will help you to reduce the pitta. And teach them how to cook with pitta spices or cooling spices. Or if they are having cough, cold or allergies problem, teach them the benefit of basil leaves.
Yeah.
Tell them to use basil leaves with honey or ginger juice, or drink warm ginger water, or have turmeric milk. When you start teaching them, slowly the new generation will learn all these things and they will spread Ayurveda.
Yeah. And I think that is the key. Like that is for us as global citizens, that is our responsibility to pass that on to our generations and future generations to say, well, this is what Ayurveda is. It is truly magical. It has some incredible properties. It can really transform the way you live and your lifestyle. And lots of people who suffer from, diet issues, suffer from, sleep like can't sleep at night properly because they're too bloated, or they have other like maybe coughs and stuff develop. Implementing an Ayurvedic lifestyle can really transform the way you live and can bring you a lot of joy and to the rest of the family as well, because it's a family thing. It's not something that is just an individual. You can practice it as a whole family. So, this has been so wonderful to talk to you today about Ayurveda and how magical it is. So thank you so much for joining me. It has been
thank you very much.
Truly magical. Like it's I could talk to you forever. There's so many things that we could educate people on with, all the doshas and stuff. But there is, there are other programs lined up today that are talking about Ayurveda. They are talking about various other aspects of health and wellness. So if you haven't looked at the schedule yet and you're watching this, do sign up, do register, do go and watch the other programs. It is jam-packed for 2 days. And if you've just caught the end of this, you can watch it on replay at iglobalnews.com, and you can come back and revisit this and all the other sessions on iglobalnews.com as well. Thank you for watching. I'm Bhavna Bharat, and thank you, Dr. Sumita Prajapati.
Thank you again.